Algorithm for bubble sort. So in bubble sort algorithm, this is the bubble sort algorithm. So in that we are giving input as the array and n is the number of elements. Array is the array in which the elements are there that should be sorted. So initially we start with the for loop for I equal to 0 to n minus 1. So this for loop is used to count the number of passes. So we know for n element array there will be n minus 1 passes. So I will iterate till n minus 1. So after this for loop there is a variable called swap which is set as false. When swap is set as false, we can avoid some redundant actions, like if the array is already sorted, we need not sort it again. So to understand if it is already sorted, that for that we are using this swap variable. So after that, setting it as false, we are coming to the inner loop, that is for j equal to I plus 1 to n. This j variable is used to compare the elements in the array. J is the index of each element. So j is equal to I plus 1, which means here I is set as 0 initially. So j is equal to I plus 1 means j will be 1. So it starts from 1 to n, from the starting element to the ending element. So what it is doing inside this loop, the an if statement will be there, which is used to compare the adjacent elements, that is which is comparing a of j minus 1 and a of j. What is a of j minus 1? So here j was initially 1 and a of j minus 1 means a of 0. A of 0 is the base element of the array. So it is comparing the base element of the array with the second element of the array, that is first element of the array and the second element of the array are being compared. So which is greater? If the first element of the array is greater, then we need to swap the first and the second element, that is the swap function is carried out here. The first element and the second element are swapped. Actually we are doing something that which brings the greater element towards the end of the array and smaller element to the first beginning of the array, that is we are arranging them in the increasing order. So if it is greater, it will be moved towards the right side. So that is what is happening here. After swapping, the swap is set as true, because to understand, to make to set it as that is a swap have taken place. So swap is set as true. Otherwise break if it is not swapped, that is if the already the element is like the first element is smaller and the second element is greater, it need not swap, it need not be swapped. So it is it undergoes break, and after that the j value will be incremented and it check the same condition to the next two adjacent element, and this continues. And if the if it went until the end of the array, the first pass will be completed and the I value will be incremented, which will be the second pass. So in that way the elements will be sorted. If this is the array, if this is the input array, and here n is 6 because there are n elements in the array, and it is not sorted, and when we do bubble sort for this array, the output will be like this, the sorted array. This is the algorithm for bubble sort.